years. Come on.
But see, the difference how I live versus how I live right now in this pandemic is way different. Like I was telling Zubin, when I would go home in normal situations, I knew, okay, I'm at home because the Lakers are playing. I'm at home because the Dodgers are playing. Okay.
How many cable boxes did you have back in California? That's the real question.
North of 18?
What?
Yeah.
North of 18 cable boxes?
Yeah, DirecTV. Because you had to have all the TVs in all the different places. And
I don't even know.
TVs
I don't even want to know what your cable bill was.
Well, it's expensive. It wasn't cheap. That's for damn sure. But I wasn't looking. I'm not talking about the streaming situation because it's economically more conducive to the lifestyle versus some of the other stuff.
I see USC economically more conducive. I
I got a few I could pull out here and there when I really want to get into when I really want to fool them now. I've been fooling them for a while now. Come on now. That's why I got this job. So I'm looking at all this different stuff, HBO Max. So I'm just, I go through it, man. I just sit on the couch to the point where Jennifer started talking about, you need to help with the kids, and I'm just sitting here.
Get lost.
Go down that dark hole. I just see so much, and so I stumbled up on Operation Odessa on Netflix. You gotta check it out, because I thought it was just one of them like Blair Witch Project type deals.
You always like that dark stuff.
No, this wasn't dark though. No, this was about like three dudes that connected through the 80s and doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing, legal activity down in Miami. Go figure it out. Then they hooked up with the Russians, and then they hooked up with some Cubans and the Colombians, and they did the whole thing. Oh man, you just got to check it out. So I'm learning all this different stuff, and I'm enjoying it.
I will see, Zubin. How much you pay for cable a month? Let's be honest. I mean, the bill is crazy.
It is. It's almost a couple $100. I'll be honest.
And you don't even know how many channels do you have?
I probably have 700, and I watch 3.
That's what I'm saying. That's
ESPN,
the point.
ESPN2, and of course, ESPN News, where you can find KJ's.
Just get the app, and you got it all covered.
Here's the thing:
your 3 channels, you got it covered in the app.
You're totally right, though. Here's the last thing I'd say about
always
streaming.
watching something dark. Stop, man. Well, that is true, though. I've seen John Bonet.
Cecil, and I started getting freaked out about it. I couldn't watch after the first 10 minutes.
But that's a real hotel. I've been to that
hotel. That's why I don't want to watch it.
I've been to that hotel doing Thanksgiving to deliver food for the homeless. So I've been, every year in LA, I would take my kids and my family. We would go down and deliver food right before Thanksgiving to the homeless. My
it's in
mom,
the Skid Row area,
right?
Skid Row
area. So I've been there. I've never slept there, but I've been there.
Right. You probably wouldn't have waken up if you slept there, but I'm glad you're here. Last thing I would say about streaming before we roll into JJ Watt. Maybe I just discovered this. Every commercial has Samuel L. Jackson.
But see,
every commercial, Verizon 5G, Capital One, he's in everything.
Pay the extra $2, man.
Hey, man, Kevin Hart, they're doing it.
To extra $2, I went ad free. I'm sorry.
You can't do it. No ad.
I'm paying $200. I can't take the extra $2. I'm already paying
extra
$200.
$2, man, just because I want to roll through it.
He's in everything. The gamers are in the game. What's in your wallet? Hot cheese fondue. He's in every single commercial.
Hey, man, that's called Dynasty right there. That's legend.
When you get a chance, though, Jay, check out the Brittany Murphy one.
No, that's a sad one.
I can't.
It's a wild one, too, though. It's just wild. It's just the whole mystery behind stuff. So I like,
See, I'm so curious about that, Key, because she was at my draft party and she was with Ashton at that time, and it was just always so interesting with her, like that mystique, right?
Well, I mean, the husband died the same way she died, and the mother is just living large now. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It's just wild.
So you fellas talked about the mystery of where JJ Watt will go. As I mentioned, follow the money, right? Key has always said follow the money. Stick to sports. Shut up and dribble. NBA commentary coming in just a little bit. Okay, so here's the thing. Key's always said follow the money. So who's got the money to sign J.J. Watt? J.J. Watt is slated to make $17.5 million next year, but as Key and many people have said, he might take a reduction if he gets to a team that can give him a chance for a Super Bowl. Jay has said, why not play with his brother T.J. Watt? Great idea. But of course, Jay and I discussed yesterday, and many of you know, the Steelers are $30 million over the cap. Why not go to the Green Bay Packers? Legend at the University of Wisconsin, grew up in the state. The Packers are $19 million over the cap. There is one team that's got $10 $21.7 million to spend the other way. And that team, Key, is the Cleveland Browns.
And they'll have more money in about another 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whenever they announce the salary cap situation and what the numbers are, the hard numbers. Because a lot of these teams right now, they kind of know a roundabout, but with these capologists and these people that do these contracts in the CEO, CFOs of the company, they need to know what the hard number is. Is it 160 million? Is it 161? You know, they need to know the small little fine points so they can structure not just today, but over a long period of time to get contracts done. Those other teams that you mentioned, if they want to sign him, they'll go to some of the other players and say, hey, let's restructure. Let's turn some of this money into signing bonus. We need to get down underneath the cap because we have prospects we want to sign. It makes all the sense in the world for him to take a look at the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are a team that was on the cusp of clipping whether or not Patrick Mahomes finished the game in Kansas City or not. He got hurt, obviously, but the Browns were right there. They had started a little bit of momentum, turning the corner. You had a J.J. Watt on the opposite side of a Myles Garrett at times, or you slide him inside to play in a 3 technique or 2 technique or whatever you want to do with him from a defensive line standpoint. You can certainly get something out of that. And maybe it doesn't cost you $17 million. It costs you a little bit less because he feels that he could be the guy, the locker room leader, the guy that could certainly get the youth to play and understand what it's like to be in this league and fight all the time. Those are the sort of things that add value to a guy like J.J. Watt. It's not his 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award because that was done in Houston. It's what are you going to bring to the table over the course of this season. I'm not thinking about next season. I'm thinking about 2021 with him.
I'm not hedging my bet on Cleveland, and I know they may have the money, but is it about the money right now for J.J. Watt, or is it about trying to win a Super Bowl? And I know they're on the verge, but Key, perception is not reality. We always say perception is reality. When you actually dig deeper with Cleveland, 4 wins against the NFC least, 2 close wins against the 4-11 Bengals, 3-point win over the 4-12 Texans, 2-point win over the 1-15 Jags. I know they're close, but dig deeper into it a little bit, right? Their defense is still a little ways of a ways. Why not go to a team that's right, like the Rams? Why not go to Green Bay that is right there? Why not go to the Chiefs? Why not go to Tampa Bay? Teams that are built for longevity, especially when you got, 2-3 more years left maybe?
Well, when you look at some of the teams that are out there, right, you talk about, you mentioned the Rams. The Rams are going to have a new defensive coordinator. They're not even going to have the same defensive staff. So we don't know if they're going to be this juggernaut of a defense again. Yes, Wade Phillips left and they didn't miss a beat, but that staff was all the same except for the DC. Now they completely have wiped out the defensive side of the ball. The Seattle Seahawks have been looking for a pass rush specialist for quite some time. They tried Jadeveon Clowney. They tried Ziggy Ansel when he came over to them, and that didn't work out as well. So now that's an opportunity for him, and we know how Pete Carroll loved defensive players.
Yeah, last 2 things I would say real quick, but as Jay says, of course, it's never really quick. And that is, think about where the Texans are, just for a second. You've got a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and a likely first ballot future Hall of Famer available. He is the 2nd most sought-after guy on the Texans. Think about that for a second. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, going straight to Canton, and he's not even the top guy people want from Houston, of course. It's Deshaun Watson. And for any fans out there that want to see where your team is with regards to the cap for Watt or anybody, great website, public service, overthecap.com. This is so good. I'm going to send it to Greeny in the break, make sure he can utilize it on his show.
No more Greeny talk on this show.
The Big Show.
The Big Show. We're the warm-up act. 4-hour warm-up.
We do stop.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, but people out
Keith is
there
going to react to that.
because you got people on social media that I don't want that to be out there in the universe.
Right. I'm going to get to break here.
Keith was never a warm-up guy. He's a player.
He's the
I
main
wasn't a warm-up guy. At least you know, Jay.
No, you're on the marquee.
Yeah.
Let me get to this break so a Samuel L. Jackson ad can run right out of on the way. Is this the greatest sports birthday combination ever? Wait till you see who's blowing out the candles today. And one guy's going to be blowing out like 85 candles. That's a lot of candles. That is on the way after Jay has this from Grainger.
Yes, Zoo.
Grainger, Jay, Grainger.
Yes, Grainger, Keith. Thank you for the reminder. I have it